He was a strong man who could take down an African elephant with his bare hands, but he was so frightened by a weak old man that he hid in a corner. Yujiro knew in his heart that if this blow landed on him, he would definitely die. This is the final battle of the Oriental fighting competition. Yujiro Fanma, the strongest creature on the surface, fights against Guai Hang, the master of Chinese martial arts. The final fierce battle, the greatest martial arts, finally begins. Throwing a powerful palm, causing a riot in the field, Guai Hang jumped slightly and flew behind him like a deflated ball.
Sorry.
And Yujiro only had a pair of glasses left in his hand. Then he stepped out with a terrifying sidekick that hit Guai Hang's chin. After Guai Hang stood firm, his chin swung back and forth like plasticine. Li Haiwang saw the clue. It turned out that in order to absorb the impact of the terrible angle, Guai Hang deliberately dislocated his jaw. This is the highest level of neutralizing power. In an emergency, if the muscles of the whole body are relaxed, then the body will feel weak and unreliable like a talisman. Immediately after that, Yujiro raised his right leg high and hit it from above Guai Hang's head like a battle axe. Guai Hang still rolled like a ball and landed lightly. Yujiro's strength could even knock down an elephant weighing tens of tons, but Guai Hang only had a slight nosebleed. He tried several times in a row, but failed to injure Guai Hang. Fanma Yujiro finally understood that he was using the power of death. So how would Yujiro destroy the power of death? I saw Guai Hang slowly walk towards him and punch him casually. The next second, his expression changed to shock, and Yujiro actually pulled out a strand of his hair. King Liehai was stunned for a moment. Unexpectedly, Yujiro would pull his hair until his body stiffened for a moment, then quickly punch to break his strength. Even Guai Hang praised this move. The young man was truly a genius. As he stood up, he said this to Yujiro, which made everyone present confused. Saw Guai Hang come to Yujiro again, punched lightly, and Yujiro was quickly thrown away. What was even stranger was that Guai Hang slowly moved forward, and Yujiro hurriedly retreated until he leaned against the wall and could not retreat anymore. This time, Guai Hang raised his light fist and punched him. Li Haiwang exclaimed, and the power of death developed from removing his own burden. In a very relaxed state, his punch changed from the power of death defense to the power of death attack. Eliminating force is to relax the body first, then show the impact force. The more relaxed the body, the higher the state achieved. Then Guai Hang began to take the initiative to attack, knocking Yujiro Fanma into the air with one punch, followed by another kick. Under Guai Hang's attack, Fanma Yujiro was unable to resist. This time, will the strongest creature on the surface really be defeated? Suddenly, Yujiro laughed out loud. Guai Hang was stunned, and the next second, a flywheel hit Yujiro's face directly. And his face became as soft as paper, and then he used the same move as Guai Hang. He actually learned to neutralize the power in battle. Such talent directly shocked everyone. Guai Hang smiled faintly and prepared to compete in the attenuation competition. However, Yujiro said that he would not use that dead power anymore. Then he raised his arm high and clenched his fist, and his muscles immediately tensed. Purple hockey began to condense on his arm, and his gums began to tremble. Then he punched the ground. The power of this punch made the earth tremble, and cracks like spider webs appeared on the ground. Guai Hang swallowed hard. This was the first time he had felt such a powerful force in the past century. Yujiro went on to say that things like Xiaoli should be reserved for others than himself. Tricks were for the weak. As soon as he finished speaking, Yujiro raised his fist and hit Guai Hang's chin. However, the attacks did not stop. Guai Hang blocked the blow with his leg. He was so scared that he hit the wall again. At this time, Yujiro stretched out two giant hands, and his coat began to be torn apart by muscles. The muscles on Yujiro's back clearly show the appearance of an evil spirit. The old man was shocked. Yujiro's sharp gaze that seemed to come from hell revealed the unique dark side of the Norma family. Guai Hang saw beyond the ghost and finally understood that Yujiro was born a fighter. He was like a fierce lion. Therefore, other animals are not considered rivals. Everything is a stone in his ear. The two approached each other and punched each other at the same time. Only Guai Hang was hit hard and thrown into the wall. He rushed towards Yujiro again. At this moment, he was beating Yujiro like crazy. The power that Guai Hang had accumulated for more than 100 years was released from this fist, but he could never break Yujiro's defense. In the end, he used his original fist technique, but still couldn't hurt Yujiro at all. Suddenly, Yujiro took his hand out of his pocket, revealing the ghost's back in its true form, like a crying ghost's face. Next, this blow would have been a devastating blow, but the blow stopped in the middle of the blow. After the examination, Guai Hang died of old age, a 146-year-old man who had died. After an hour, Guai Hang suddenly woke up and sat up, after his strongest blow that Yujiro Fanma was proud of failed to hit him. Everyone was shocked and thought that Master Guo had faked the corpse. Guai Hang told them that this was a martial arts victory, and my opponent was not human at all. Guai Hang continued by saying, "If I had really been hit by that punch, I would have died." Therefore, by controlling every organ of the body precisely through martial arts, death is faked. There is no better self-protection technique than death in this world. In any game, as long as the opponent dies, the winner cannot be determined. In the middle of the night, Guai Hang found Yujiro again and admitted that he had obtained the name Hai Huang. Yujiro said, "Even if I defeat you, only you are worthy of the title of Sea Emperor." Before Yujiro left, Guai Hang made a promise with him to duel again 100 years later. At this point, the strongest Grand Arena competition on the surface has also ended.